yards per game on the ground. He would later play the sport collegiately at Thiel College. He was a recognized high school soccer coach in Pennsylvania. Sadly, Bob passed away in 2016. Accepting on behalf of class of 1971 Prep Hall of Famer Bob Smith, please welcome fellow Hall of Famer from the class of 1970, Dan Braben.
Thank you, Bill. I'm honored to be asked by Penny Smith to give the Hall of Fame acceptance speech on behalf of her late husband, Prep's great running back, number 44, Bob Smith, from the Prep class of 1971. It's also so nice to see dozens of his family and friends here that came anywhere from Minneapolis and Atlanta and all points in between, and mostly from the Pittsburgh area. And I think we are all still a little bit shocked that Bob did die suddenly and unexpectedly just a little over 3 years ago. Bobby was my best friend since birth. We grew up across the street from each other, and we actually called each other blood brothers. I even have his prep class ring on right now for inspiration. We were the little rats in the neighborhood when the older guys like Wally Strasser and his pals would chase us around the neighborhood and beat us up. But we'd get our revenge, however, Wally, when we got a few years older, then we'd chase the other littler kids around the neighborhood and we'd beat them up. Smitty was a great natural athlete, not just in football, but in any sport that he tried. He also played baseball and basketball at Prep, and he was one of the best JV wrestlers when he was in 9th grade. Then for 10th grade, he decided he'd play basketball, and he won a starting guard job on the JV team, that team that 2 years later won a state championship for Prep. Smitty played not just football at Thiel, but also ice hockey, just to show you what a great all-around athlete that he was. Some of Bob's accomplishments in football were mentioned. He, of course, was first team All-Scholastic. He was honorable mention All-State, honorable mention All-American, and won Prep's Joe Hassett Memorial MVP Award as Prep's best player. When he left Prep, he was the all-time leading rusher, single game, single season, and career. At Thiel, he still holds the all-time record for the single carry, 82 yards he had. And we always used to jazz him a little bit, and we wondered how a nice Catholic boy like Bob became an all-Lutheran, all-American while he was at Thiel College, Lutheran, or Thiel being a Lutheran school. Bob seemed to fly under the radar, and he was always very humble about his athletic accomplishments. Now, of course, that might come as a huge surprise to his immediate family and his brothers and sisters. In fact, it was his wife Penny who stated, in Bob's mind, he was always in Prep's Hall of Fame. Smitty had a larger-than-life personality, and he always had a lot of fun, no matter what he was doing. And he always wanted to make sure that everybody around him was having a lot of fun as well. More importantly, Smitty was a trusted and sincere friend to so many people. He excelled in business and was close to so many of his co-workers, his customers, and his colleagues. The world became a lot less fun after Bob passed away. I'm happy to see many of the Facebook comments by his Rambler teammates and friends once his induction was announced publicly. From Ed Snyder, better late than never. Congratulations to family and friends of fellow St. George and Cathedral Prep star, the late Bob Smitty Smith, for his election into the Prep Sports Hall of Fame. I still have fond memories of Smitty before he was discovered to be a star running back. when he played right guard and I played right tackle on the St. George 5th and 6th grade football team. I also credit his tenacity on the basketball court in leading our St. George High School team to the Paris League Championship, including an undefeated season our senior year. We miss you, Bobby. From guard Joe Bricker, it's about time. From end, Dave Stegline. Pound for pound, one of the best ball players I ever played with. It's about time he's recognized. Thank you, Prep. It's well deserved. From Bob Loretzis, happy to hear about Bob Smith being inducted into Prep Sports Hall of Fame. From Todd Freilich, linebacker, he had great vision and balance. He knew how to set up his blockers and was ultra competitive. He had a lot of pride. He was big, but he played bigger than he weighed. Then I heard a person from Todd Freilich. He said, Danny, remember all those boxing matches we used to have in your backyard? And then we'd go over to Smith's property and we'd stage a track meet. Bob always won such contests. It's still hard to believe Bob was gone. I wish I could have made it to his funeral. From linebacker Dan Wickham, he deserves this honor. Congrats to Smitty and his family. And that's just a sample of some of the statements that were made. Smitty was a proud graduate of Prep. And if the Ramblers were anywhere within about 75 miles of Pittsburgh, he was there to see them play. Not just in football and basketball, but if there was an ice hockey match, a soccer match, a baseball game, Smitty would be there cheering on the Ramblers. And a little side note to Coach Mike Mishler and AD Bill Flanagan, Prep has not lost a state football championship since Bobby passed away. And I know he's had a little bit to do with that. Bob's greatest accomplishment, however, was his family, of whom he adored and doted on, including his wonderful wife, Penny, whom he married in 1979, and his special daughters, Lauren and Mallory, and their husbands, Craig and Mark, and now not one, but two beautiful grandchildren. It is so nice to see all of them here, plus his extended family and friends. And Bob's family and friends are so proud of him receiving Hall of Fame honors, even if it's done so posthumously. Bobby may not be here physically, but he's definitely here in spirit, that great Prep spirit. Thank you very much.
I know several of Bob's family members are here. Thank you for being here today. Staying with the football rushing theme.